Welcome back to Mountain Connections. Right now for Health and Wellness Thursday, we are going to focus on migraines. A well-known portrait artist is using his art to bring awareness and education to those who suffer from migraines. He also suffered when he was a young adult and has partnered with a doctor to help with this campaign. I spoke with both of them recently. Here's more.
A well-known portrait artist who experienced migraine attacks as a teen is now putting a face to this complex condition. His unique art form turns images from vintage maps using the lines depicting roads and mountain ranges into human faces. Here to explain how he's using his art to illustrate the complexities of migraine is artist Ed Fairburn, and joining him is neurologist and headache specialist Dr. Lauren Natbony. Thank you so much, both of you, for being here today.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
Ed, let's start with you. Having suffered migraine attacks when you were young, how does your drawing of portraits help illustrate the complexity of migraine attacks?
So essentially I use maps and the details found on maps as the basis to construct other forms. Really the human figure, portraiture is what I do. So the complexities found on maps, things like road networks, railway lines, hills, contours, that kinds of thing. It can illustrate really well the human figure, the human body, all of those systems within the human body, and really in a visual way, by extension, the complexities of migraine and how migraine disease can also affect the systems within the body.
Dr. Lauren Natbony, Reroute Migraine Relief is a new educational campaign that just launched. Can you tell us more about it?
I'm so proud to partner with Ed on launching this campaign, Reroute Migraine Relief. It is an educational campaign geared at addressing the complexities of migraine, specifically the brain-gut connection. So migraine is a very complex disease, and evidence shows that it affects the entire body, including the gut. And I think what many people might not realize is that migraine and the gastrointestinal system is linked. So one of the most common complaints that I get from patients is the nausea and vomiting that accompanies a migraine attack. So besides sitting there with this pounding, throbbing headache, you're also dealing with this intense nausea and potentially vomiting. And think about how impactful that is on your daily life. You might not be able to work, you might not be able to go to school, you might have to cancel plans and activities. Our campaign really wants to bring awareness to this under-recognized brain-gut connection.
Ed, what is it like for you now, and what was it like for a teenager living with migraine attacks?
Yeah, so what Dr. Natbony just described really resonates with me because I experienced all of those symptoms, really. I experienced nausea, vomiting. I had a kind of aura, which is sort of flashing lights in my field of vision, which was very distracting, to say the least. It was horrifying. It was debilitating. The whole experience, it affected my studies, my day-to-day life. And, it was really much more than just a really bad headache. It really knocked me for six.
And Dr. Natbony, what have been some of the major challenges in the acute treatment of migraine?
Every patient is unique, and every patient really needs an individualized treatment program. So I always want to ask my patients, do you have any gastrointestinal symptoms? Do you have any nausea or vomiting? Because if so, oral medication might not be tolerated. So in those instances, we want to look for alternate modes of administration of medication. And luckily, there's research underway looking at other modes of administration, specifically the vascular-rich upper nasal space. So this is an area where medication can be administered and can be rapidly absorbed, bypassing the gut. And if you're nauseous, if you're vomiting, you'll still get the benefits of those medications.
Ed, where can we find more information and see your incredible art?
So you can see all of this information in detail and the artwork for the campaign at reroutemigrainerelief.com.
Well, thank you so much, Ed Fairburn and Dr. Lauren Natbony, for joining us today. It's an important conversation about migraine. I'm excited to learn more about your art, Ed, and know this will help many people that struggle with migraine.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.